If I had to describe the machine shop to someone that's never been here before, in my mind it's hard to describe it because you want to just be like, kick ass.
The best way to really describe it is just, it's basically a diamond in our backyard.
I mean, it feels like home. You get to know everybody there, and everybody's there just to have a good time and enjoy a show.
Favorite place ever. One of the best things I think to happen to Flint. I mean, it just shines a positive light on an area that doesn't get such a bright light shined on it for the right reasons.
Enjoyable. It's always a pleasant time. I don't care who you are. You're here to have a good time, and open-armed. You know, we welcome anybody and everybody to come to the bar.
The first show we did, some buddies of mine, they had a cover band, and we did it kind of as like a soft open. We didn't really know what to expect.
When we first started working together, and we were bringing in bands that were really small at the time, just baby bands.
Before doors even opened, we had a line down the street, you know, basically. It was so, like, we had to let somebody out to let somebody in kind of thing.
Because it was something new to Flint. We had like no live music scene whatsoever.
We weren't prepared with enough beer, anything. We just figured, you know, a couple hundred of our friends maybe will show up, and it was overwhelming. It just showed us that people were ready for something that was legit.
We had nothing like that in our backyard ever.
I got into promoting, doing some Halloween shows, of all things. We did some shows out at my cousin's house, and it's out in the Holly area. And he had this barn, and so we were like, hey, let's do these Halloween shows. We booked a bunch of local cover bands, and by the second year of doing that, we had like nearly 1,000 people show up. Oh yeah, it was huge, you know. And so that's kind of how I got into it. Was we did those shows. Then we moved it to a bar that was a bigger bar that they let us bring in PA, all that stuff. By the third year, and then after that, we're like, this is something we need to do.
Flint's Banana 101.5, Harvester of Sorrow from Injustice for All. Throwback Thursday on the All Request Electric Lunch. If you're listening via Radio Pup, thank you so much. If not, don't forget you can download it for free at banana1015.com. We're going to do a throwback fuel request. Don't forget, you can win tickets to see Fuel tomorrow at the Machine Shop with Maggie later today for the 420 Hit of the Day. Presented by Two Steps Higher Head Shop. This is Bittersweet. It's on the Banana.
My affiliation with the Machine Shop and the Banana and our whole relationship together is, you know, basically we go out there and we host events and we do a lot of special things, but we do work together too as far as bringing the artists to town.
Our relationship from the radio station to the shop, I would say, yeah, I mean, it's a definite win-win.
The relationship with the Banana is a partnership in our mind, and I believe in theirs.
Kevin will call me up and say, hey, you know, what's happening, what's hot right now, is this band working for you guys? You know, we try to work together to make it make sense for the both of us, really. They
go so above and beyond because it's such a mutually beneficial thing for us to have such an awesome station here in town, and for them to have a venue to be able to call me and say, hey man, this band wants to come to town, can we bring them in there that night? Absolutely, let's do it. And vice versa, I can call them and say, hey, it's the electric lunch or whatever, you know, the request lunch. Could you play this? You know, so that they'll help our show. And it's just, it truly is, it's a partnership. They are here for every national rock show that comes through.
What is my favorite show?
The shows that really stand out over the past 12 years are hundreds of them.
Oh man, yeah, there's a ton of shows that stand out. Some of my favorite shows over the years have been...
My favorite show at the Machine Shop would have to be when Kid Rock came in and performed. I mean, it was such a special evening, the biggest artist to ever perform there. You could only win tickets to get in. It was a very intimate and unique evening, and it was like no other show ever at the Machine Shop. It was cool.
Having Royal Bliss headline my birthday party, and to have so many people come out for that was really pretty overwhelming.
Foxy Shazam was a great show. Those guys were fantastic.
Foxy Shazam, we just did them a couple years ago. Those guys are amazing.
I think the one that sticks out the most would be when Nonpoint and Skindred were touring together. They had back-to-back dates, and the second date, the only time they did this on the tour, they played together. One song to one song, one song to one song, almost like a boxing match. It was a very cool show that drew you in, and it was just awesome to see two bands like that on stage together on that small little stage at the Machine Shop.
I'd say like Clutch is definitely one of them.
Just the fact that I've been able to have Clutch play here so many times, and I'm a super fan of that band.
Clutch is always a huge one. Great guys, great band. Love them every time.
You know, Kid Rock did a show here, one of my best friends, and he does a show here, and he plays stadiums. You know, these are all things that just blow my mind, that have been a part of my life.
Some of the things that make the Machine Shop so successful, in my opinion, honestly, I think, is just due to the fact that the owners, Kevin and Craig, and the promoters of the club handle things so differently, and due to the fact that they want to keep a music scene alive in Flint. It's not just about making the mighty dollar. It's really all about the music and Flint and keeping what we have so special.
First and foremost, the owners, Kevin and Craig, Zink, all the people that are there. I mean, from Dusty to Jimmy, everybody that works at the bar is awesome.
The staff that we have here's all been here a long time. From Butt Crack, he's been here pretty much since the beginning. John, George, Dusty, just any of these guys that have been here. Tracy's been here since the day we opened, and I've known her since school.
I'd say the best part of working at the Machine Shop is the people. I mean, just everybody that we work with, the crowd that comes in, they're really excited and they have a great time, and it's pretty rowdy, but in a positive way.
The best part of working at the Machine Shop, honestly, is just the camaraderie. It's like a family, you know. For 12 years now, everybody's kind of stuck by each other's side and done whatever we could to help each other out.
But it's all people that have the same love for live music. As a matter of fact, Dusty will kill me for saying this, but he used to be the drummer in Good Charlotte. So he's like, you know, and he's in Iron Snake. You know, these guys are guys that are in bands. They all play. Aaron, he's the singer for Lord Humongous. You know, they're all part of the scene. They all get it. They understand what a mosh pit is. You know, they understand people are having fun. They're all people that have the same care and ownership of this place that I do. And so that's the kind of people I like to have here.
Obviously, the bands that they pull into the shop, it's huge.
It's like they treat the bands in such a special, unique way. They go out of their way to take care of bands and treat them a certain way that makes those bands want to come back for more and not run out of the club with their money and never want to come back. The bands always want to come back, and some bands are so big they can't come back, but they do everything they can still to try to make it happen.
On top of that, the people that come into the building, it's just a vibe you don't get. They're all very respectful, very nice, and it's as welcoming as any concert venue can be. You just don't experience that other places. It's so small and intimate that you just feel at home.
The most difficult part of running a venue is making everybody happy all the time. You can make 500 people happy, but there's going to be one person that's not. And I take that stuff very personal. So that is my hardest thing is when I don't make everybody happy. I can have a show bomb and I can lose a bunch of money, and I've got a perfect example. I had Joey Belladonna from Anthrax here. Awesome guy. Lost a bunch of money on the show. After the show, one of the customers come up to me and said, you know, this was like the best night of my life. I got to meet Joey Belladonna. I'm the biggest, you know, fan of Anthrax. This was the best night. And I turned around, I don't know if I told my brother who I told, I was like, I'm getting goosebumps. I says, that just made it worth it. That one person just made that whole loss worth it. Yeah, the fact that we are on Dort Highway, I know there's a lot of jokes, you know, the Dort Highway hookers. I've been here a long time. I don't see them in this area. So if somebody is saying, hey, I can't go down there because of this or that, they're only missing opportunities for themselves to have a really, really good time. The future of the Machine Shop is going to be kicking ass. That's it. I see us continuing doing what the reason we started doing this is the same reason we're going to continue doing it, and I see it going the same path. There's something about this place on Dort Highway in the middle of what is considered to be, you know, the strip clubs and all this stuff. It's a pretty cool little area right here. And this is our little spot on Dort Highway, you know, and for a lot of years now.